Hello, and welcome to our chapel chat.
Oh my.
Okay. Our topic is comparing gender roles and relationships in the world's eyes versus in God's eyes. And me and Sarah have noticed a lot of pressure, especially on women, to behave in certain ways when it comes to dating and relationships in society.
So, like, the U book, when we read it, we were like, oh, like, men have different expectations than women, especially in society's eyes. And so we were like, why is that, since God made us all in his image, and we are equal in his eyes? And especially since when he made Adam, Adam was incomplete. And we talked about how Eve was made from Adam, and we should theoretically be on the same plane as them because we're made from him and we're made to complete him.
Yeah. So, and then we're also talking on a more like modern sense. After like Adam and Eve in today's world, women and men have really similar struggles. Like, we all struggle with the same stuff, temptations when it comes to relationships and real life. But we're kind of like singled out in our like different genders to struggle with different things in certain areas. So like women historically can be seen as like promiscuous or conniving, but men can also do those things, but be seen as like showing their masculinity or just not being shamed for it at the same time. You know.
Yes, and I think that idea of shameless versus not having shame ties in perfectly to session 2 review questions. Number 13, I'll read it right from my handy dandy U-book.
Oh yeah.
Number 13, what is the difference between being naked without shame and being shameless? Give a modern example of each.
Okay. Well, when we were reading this section, it talks about like having shame and then also being shameless. Especially when it comes to like women's dress choices and overall body confidence. And the example that it gave was a model and a bikini. It was saying that this woman like kind of lost her shame and respect for herself, and not like embracing her body and feeling comfortable enough to just like be shameless about it. You know. I think there is like a line there, but I think in this instance, and people who like choose to be models, they don't have like no shame, you know.
Yeah.
Like they've accepted themselves and are
just
confident in that.
Bodies.
Yeah.
And like that relates to men and how they're shirtless and how we both are taught like what is acceptable, and it's just they're taught something different, and I feel like the expectations on them are so different from women that we have to talk about it because there has to be like an equalization.
Yeah.
Because we're both made in God's image and we're both made in the same way and we're both loved by God and by others. Why can't we have the same expectations?
Yeah. Yeah. This also ties into just showing like true love and like what is that. And number one, it's God, because he is agape. And like the definition of just like true love and like showing love to someone else is willing the good for another through respect and support in like different ways, and like that kind of like goes through like how like men and women like different like love each other differently and how they show that and express it and how they're taught to do that. But I don't know, if you're doing this like in a respectful way, then I don't think there is like a right or wrong way to do that. You know?
Yeah. And the next thing is, what is true happiness? And again, number one, it's following God. Like, God is always the answer. So, and that's going to differ from how society sees true happiness, because they see true happiness through like things that happen in the moment, and God is forever, but like that's different from how society sees it. So that's an interesting comparison there. And then the second thing for true happiness is supporting others and creating good foundational relationships. So that goes back to like respecting others, because that's the only way to like build relationships. So if we respect one another, then we'll find true love and true happiness.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, because this is a fallen world, the line can get fuzzy where the world's views end and God's views begin. The bottom line is we are all humans who experience lust, love, temptation, and many other emotions and experiences.
Yeah. So we should not be singled out or looked down on for our certain aspects of the human experience, and such as our gender or race, etc. God loves and accepts us all because He made us and has forgiven us for everything we've done in our past, in our present, and will do in our future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.